Hello and welcome to my live show. I'm Shanta Prince, and I help women coaches build their personal brands, create their high ticket offers, and get paying clients. So, welcome to all of the replay viewers. Welcome to those of you who are catching this live. I just want you to feel like you're at home, you're in the right place. So, if you're a coach or if you're a consultant, whether you're new or whether you're seasoned, or if you're just like, well, I'm just trying to figure out how to even get started, you're in the right place. So I work with coaches, those who have mentorship programs or want to start mentorship programs. And I say mentorship programs because not everyone calls themselves a coach, but they want to provide some type of service or some type of mentorship where they can help people achieve the same things that they've achieved. So I use that word on purpose. So coaches, mentorships, coaching programs, mentorship programs, consulting plans, all of the things. So the reason why I wanted to start with that is because what I want to talk to you about today is how your ego is keeping your business stuck. How your ego can literally ruin your business and keep you stuck in a specific place that you don't necessarily want to be in. Let me silence my phone really quickly. Okay. Okay, so we're good. Now the only noise I have to worry about is my dog who is behind me. He's a Yorkie, but he thinks he's a big dog. So if he starts barking, it's probably because he hears someone walking by outside. But anyway, so I want to talk about how your ego is keeping your business stuck. So when it comes to coaching, consulting, all the things that I just talked about, coaching, consulting, having a mentorship business, or even a service provider business. If you have seen me talk before, you may have heard me say this, that you are the product, right? And so because you are the product, because it's you, it's your knowledge, your experiences, your expertise, your gifts, you are the product. And so because of that, there are some things that we can do a little bit differently in our businesses. So for example, I have another business where I sell a barbecue rub. And with that business, the rub is the actual product. So when I'm selling that product, I want to market that product, tell stories about that product and different things along those lines. And so for me to produce that product, I have to put up money to have that product created, have that product commercially produced. And so because of that, I need like startup costs. I need to pay for certain things before I can start selling. For example, I need to have insurance because if someone gets sick, I need to have insurance to cover that. I also need to have the product produced. I have to have the labels created. Like there are a lot of costs associated with having a retail product or a retail product and a food product, which is still a retail product. It's just food retail, but there's a lot of expenses that go along with those things. And so there's some things that I absolutely have to have before I can sell that product. When you are in the coaching, mentorship, consulting space, there's a lot of things that would be nice to have when you're starting out, but there's a lot of things that you don't need in order to get started. And I wanted to talk about those differences because a lot of people I see every single day who they want to start their businesses, they want to start serving people, but they have this list of things that they feel like they need first before they actually get started. And it's actually keeping people stuck. But we're going to talk about that in just a minute. So, my son just recently turned 8 a few days ago. He's 8 years old now. And so you know how on Facebook when you're going through like your feed and you see the a post from like a certain amount of years ago. So I looked at all of the posts that I posted on his birthday years ago. So I saw his baby picture from when he was first born, and I saw some of the pictures from when he was just learning how to walk, and just a whole bunch of different pictures. And so when I looked at those pictures versus how he is right now, it's amazing to me looking at where he started versus where he is now. So when he was smaller, there's a lot of things that he didn't have and that he was not able to do. And as he got older, now he's blossoming into this amazing young man. And but I thought about that in the context of business. And I thought about how our businesses are like that. Our businesses start out as these baby businesses. And then we develop them, we grow them into something amazing. And so the thing is, a baby does first of all, a baby does not need all the things that, an 8-year-old is going to need. Now my kids, they my mom has this joke, and she says, like, she always says how my kids are expensive, and they are. But as they get older, and some of you already know this, as they get older, you end up spending more money on them, more money on the things that they want to do. Their clothes start to cost more. They started needing more things for school, and just everyday stuff. Like my son, he likes to eat at places, like he's always asking, can I take him to Red Lobster? And sometimes I'm like, hey son, what do you want to eat for dinner? He's like, can we get lobster tail? He asked for lobster tail. He wants to eat shrimp. He wants to eat steak. And I'm like, this boy wants to eat like somebody who needs a job. Like you eat like somebody who needs to have a job. But things change as they grow. It's the same way with business. As your business grow, things start to change, and you need different things when you're on different levels. And so what I want to say about when you're just starting out, um, you don't need all the stuff that you probably think you need in order to get started. So here's what I'm saying. I'm seeing people who are just starting out, and they want to start out like someone who's been in business for years. Like they want to have all the bells and whistles before they start, because they feel like, well, I need all of this stuff before I start. And the problem is, if you're look, he's about to get started. So if you're looking at someone who has been in business for 15 years, and you're trying to have all the stuff that they have, then that's gonna be a problem for you if you're just starting out. There's no possible way you can have all of those things when you're just getting started. So sometimes, comparison can steal your dreams. It can crush your spirit because you feel like, I need to be this or I need to be that, and it's just not true. I cannot tell you. I talk to my clients about this on our Tuesday call, one of our Tuesday calls, and I cannot tell you how heartbreaking it is when someone tells me, "Well, I can't start my business yet because I don't have this," or "I can't start my business yet because I don't have that." Y'all, it's so heartbreaking, and the reason why is because these are very talented people, and it's heartbreaking to me because I know you can help people. I know you can change lives, but you're not moving forward because you don't have this, or you don't have your brand colors picked out, or you don't have your. I talked to a person, and this is normally, you guys, normally this is not my style, but I really just want to use this as an example. I don't want you think that I'm like trying to bash somebody or judge somebody, but I want to use this as an example to get you to see what I'm trying to say here. A year ago, maybe it could have been a year and a half ago, I talked to someone who is so great at what she does. Like she's able to help women with their online businesses. And she's awesome, you guys. And so, but the reason why she didn't want to move her business forward, because through talking to her and meeting with her and finding out all the things that she's done, all the things that she's able to do, I'm like, oh my goodness, like, picture this person who is amazingly talented and who can actually help people with their businesses, right? We understand that businesses provide lifestyle for people. Businesses provide freedom. There are certain things that, as a business owner, we have certain things that we can do, in comparison to people who may not have that kind of means of reaching their dreams, right? Your business is your means to live your dream life, right? It's a tool that you use to create the life that you're dreaming about. And so there's some different kind of flexibilities and things that we have as business owners that maybe some others don't have. For example, if we run our businesses the right way, we can just hop up and leave when we want to, or we can take a day off when we want to. Notice I said if we run our businesses right. But there's a lot of things that we can do. And so I believe that if you have the ability to help people to make more money, do more for their family, have more options, have more stability, that's huge. That's a big deal. But this person is in particular, she had all of the ability to help other women with their businesses, help them to create the freedom that they want, help them to start building up their online presence so they can get more customers and get more sales. But her reason for not offering a program or offering to help these women is because she wanted to have her entire program finished before bringing someone into her program. And so, even though I explained to her, I'm like, you don't have to have your entire program done before you sell it. You can actually build your program alongside your clients. And the benefit of doing that is you get to build what they want, not what you think they need. And the reason why I know this is so important, you guys, because like if you watched any of my previous sessions, you know how I talk about how many times I've failed, how many times I launched something that didn't sell, right? How many times, like, all of my failures, right? All the things that I've made mistakes in. One of the things that I did that did not work, and I tried it so many times, I tried to just create things without really knowing what my audience needed. I just needed and wanted. I just went on what I thought they needed. I just went on what I thought they wanted, you guys, and it doesn't work. When you just create something that you think people need. Now, it's one thing if you already know what your ideal clients need, what gifts you have versus what they need and want. That's different. I'm talking about when you're just getting started and you're not only trying to figure out who your ideal client is, but also what they need from you. Most of the women that I work with, they already know who their ideal client, who their ideal clients are and what they need. However, if they didn't, that's something I will be able to help them with, right? But the thing is, if when you just create something, you run the risk of putting your sweat and your tears, probably literally tears, right? Because sometimes creating things can be frustrating and they can bring the tears out. And I have experience with all the technology. I was in IT in the Navy for 10 years. And so I also have a degree in computer studies. So my technical skills are pretty strong. But even still, sometimes I feel like throwing my computer, right? So it could be really frustrating. And so when you're creating something and you're putting your sweat and your tears into this thing, only for it not to sell, that can be very heartbreaking, right? But the other thing is that I work with my clients. I show them how to design a program, but still build that program alongside their clients so that they know that what they're creating is something that their ideal clients want and need. So there's a way to sell your program without having the entire program built out. Do you know how much time it takes to create something? I just built a funnel and it's not even as robust as a huge program, but I built a funnel and it took me a good 30 days to build this funnel out. And so I know that even just building out like a coaching program completely before you actually sell it, that can be a lot of work. But it also could possibly be something that your ideal clients don't really want. And if they don't want it, trust me, they're not going to buy it, right? So the benefit of building that program out alongside your clients, you get to start working with people and find out what they need from you. So one of the examples that I always use is how when I started working with clients, I started to realize that one of the things that my ideal client is really struggling with is taking her amazing ideas and putting it to a well-designed offer that's going to sell. And so I didn't know that until I actually started working with them. And then I realized, oh, wait a minute, there's a problem in this space. Like people need to have their ideas laid out in a way that their audience gets it, their audience understands, and their audience wants to click on that buy button and or that enroll button and get signed up for their programs. But that's something I would have never discovered if I didn't know that if I wasn't working closely with my ideal clients to see what they need. So what happens is when I work with my clients, I get to find out what they want by the questions that they ask, by the things that they're struggling with. And so I'm able to give them the information that they need based on what they're asking me for. And so because of that, when I create something, I know that I can create with confidence because I know like this is what my ideal client needs. This is what they're asking for. This is what they struggle with. But I've had my share of creating things before selling them. And if you don't take the time to find out what your ideal clients actually want, like it could be a real problem. So anyway, back to the story. I'm telling this person, I'm like, listen, I'm like, you don't have to You don't have to have the entire program built out before you can start helping people, especially if you're helping people in sessions. Like when I work with my clients, I have a lot of pre-recorded stuff, but I also the biggest part of my program is live. Like we have lots of live interaction. We meet live every week, and my clients are able to ask questions and get strategies for the things that they're working on. But I've got the pre-recorded stuff and I got the live stuff. But I've learned so much from them, from working with them and understanding what it is that they need, that it has been amazing. Now I know exactly what to create next. Now I know what kind of content to share. That's how I'll know like what type of what type of information people are looking for. Because if I've got like, six people who have said they need the same thing, then that sends up a flag to me saying, okay, people are really asking for this. It's a hot topic. People want more of this. So this person specifically said to me, that's just how I want to do it. I want to build my program first before I start taking on any clients, you guys. And so remember what I said to you earlier. It's not my style to talk about people. I don't do that. I'm just using this as an example so you can get what I'm trying to say to you today. Do y'all know that it's been about a year and a half? A year and a half has passed, and her business is still in the exact same place it was a year and a half ago. All because she wants to have the program entirely done before she sells it. Y'all, like even just talking about it, my heart sank just thinking about like how she could be helping people and changing lives, but she's stuck because she wants to have the entire thing built out. That is why your ego can keep your business small. And here's what I mean by that. A lot of times, and I know this so well, you guys, like most of the stuff that I talk about, I'm speaking from a place of experience. Like I know I would never come on here and talk about something that I don't know about. But I know from experience how wanting certain things in place before you step out can keep you stuck for a very long time. You guys, I've been there and I've done that. I've been stuck in business for years and years and years because certain things in my mind, I thought I need to have this, I need to have this, I need to have this. And what I'm saying to you today is that being on the other side of that, I'm like, I wish I had known this, that I didn't really need this, or I wish I had known that I didn't need that. I saw a quote today. I don't know where I saw it. Where did I see this quote at? I was on somebody's website, and the website said, if you start your brand with a logo, you're doing it wrong. And I'm like if you had said that to me like maybe 5 years ago, I would be like, no way, right? But now I understand exactly what that means. If you're starting out with a logo, you're starting out wrong. And the reason why is because it's not a terrible thing, because I think most people just have a misunderstanding of what a brand actually is. I think most people, when they think about building their personal brand, they think about their logo, their website, their brand colors, all of the things that don't really make money. A logo does not make money. Okay. People are not paying you for a logo. They're paying you for your expertise. They're paying you to solve your problems. And if you can solve somebody's problems and you're sitting on your gifts because you need to figure out what your brand colors are going to be, or you're waiting until your program is all the way built out, or you're waiting until you have a sales page. All of those things won't stop you from making money, and it also won't stop you from helping people. Right? No one is going to say they don't want to work with you because your brand colors aren't right. Right? No one's going to say, well, I think you should have used orange instead of yellow, so I don't want to pay you to help me solve my problem, right? That is not how it works. And so you really have to quiet your ego, right? Because this is the ego. The ego is saying, oh, my colors need to be on point. My branding needs to be on point. This needs to be this and this needs to be that before I can do this. That's your ego. And that stuff right there is keeping you stuck, y'all. Like it's keeping you from reaching your dreams. The stuff that you dream about, the stuff that you envision yourself doing, your ego is getting in the way of you being able to do that. And so when I used the example of my son earlier, how like when he was this tiny little thing, and he grew into this 8-year-old young man, young man, because y'all, like, if you met him, you'd be like, okay, I think like what people say is he has an old soul. But the thing is, our businesses grow and develop, right? So when we start out, we may start off barely even crawling, right? And that's okay. And then eventually we'll get to the point where we're able to start crawling. And then eventually we get to the point where we're walking. And then eventually we get to the point where we're running, right? And then eventually we get to the point where we're taking off in a spaceship, right? Who knows? The sky is even not even the sky is the limit, right? You know how people say the sky is the limit? Not even the sky is the limit, right? Your business can blow your mind if you're willing to quiet your ego, tell your ego to take a back seat, and approach your business from a place of humility and saying, this is what I've got right now, and this is what I'm going to start with. I got this right now. Listen, we all can only start from where we are, right? There's no way to start from any other place. We all can only start from where we are. I was talking to, I think it was one of my clients who said, "You have so many videos on your YouTube channel." And I'm like, "But I started with 0 videos." Like, I started from 0, right? And it over time, those videos have started to build up. And guess what, you guys? When I'm talking to other people about being a guest on their platform, or being a guest at their event, one of the things that they're looking at the track record. Like, are you sharing content on a regular basis? So, all of those things matter. And so I would tell you this. I showed my clients a way, on Tuesday, how, for example, this is just one example that we talked about, because one of my clients is working on her website right now. And one of my clients does have a website. And then I don't know if my other client even has a website right now. But I showed them how you can have a powerful brand without even having a website. Now, don't get me wrong, because I do want my clients to have a website. I want you to have a website, but I also want you to understand that's not going to stop people from paying you. Now, I show my clients on Tuesday night how you can have a powerful brand without having a website yet, right? And it's something that you should have, but it's not something that should stop you, right? So we talked about that, and that's just one example of things that people think they need right away, and it's like, you don't need that to start serving people, right? And so we talked about building a brand, and how you can work that into your plan to come later. I know right now of an agency that builds websites that will turn you away if you haven't even made 6 figures yet. Because they're like, wait, you haven't made 6 figures. You don't even need a website. Like, why are you coming to us? Like, you don't even need a website. You haven't even made 6 figures, right? But I'm not saying, I don't want you to think I'm saying that having a website is wrong. It's not. But if that thing is keeping you stuck from moving forward, then that's a problem. Okay. I'm not saying that that having a sales page is wrong, but if the sales page is keeping you from closing sales, then it's a problem, right? Just like one of my clients, she's got a launch coming up. She's like, "You said I don't really need a sales page to close sales," and I was like, "You absolutely do not." She was like, "Well, good, because I'm going to work on preparing my master class instead of spending all that time trying to build my website." And I'm like, "Yes, get the master class done, get you some clients, and then get the website built," right? You can pay somebody to build a website later. But I'm only saying this, you guys, because I can actually build websites, and they take a lot of time. Like, they take a lot of time, they take a lot of effort. They also cost a lot. Like, if you hire somebody to build one, it costs a lot to have a website built. And it takes a lot of time if you're going to build one yourself. So instead of doing that, why not focus on getting some clients, getting your business revenue up, and then you can pay for your website out of your business. It's a business expense. You can pay for your website out of your business expense, right? That's just one example of what we're talking about. Another example is, like I told you about the person who wanted to have her entire program built before she started helping people. And I'm like, oh, you got so many amazing gifts. Like, you could be helping people right now without having your program all the way built out. Like, you could be helping these women grow their businesses, but your ego is telling you, oh, I need to have this first. I need that. I don't want to show up looking any kind of way. You guys, listen, If I'm talking about something like that, like it's because I was that person. I was that person who was like, no, I need this first. I need that first. Y'all, let me tell you, my business really didn't start making like real money until I had to put my ego in the back seat and say, okay, I'm doing this. And so when I say approaching your business with humility, I mean starting from where you are and building up to the business that you see, right? Like we all see these amazing businesses that are serving people, changing lives, and making us the kind of money that we want to make so we can do the kind of things that we want to do for our families and for ourselves. But it doesn't start out like that, right? When my babies were born, there were these tiny little things. And now they're growing up into these amazing human beings, but they didn't start out that way. We didn't start out that way, right? We develop, we grow, and we learn. And all I'm saying is to approach your business like that. Like, this is a baby business. What does a baby business look like, right? A baby business may not have all of the bells and whistles yet, right? But the thing about a business is you've got to be profitable. And I spent a very long time working on building a website. As a matter of fact, I just recently, like y'all, I haven't used my website in let me see, maybe 4 or 5 years. I haven't used my website in probably 4 or 5 years because for a long time I kept saying, I'm going to move my website over because I had my website in WordPress and then I was like, I'm going to move my website over to Kajabi. Y'all, for like, for 4 or 5 years, I was moving my website over, moving it over, right? Because I was busy serving clients and I was just, enjoying my business and serving my clients and things like that. Y'all, let me tell you, not using my website or even having an updated website did not stop anything. Not at all. Even right now, you guys, my website is still halfway built. If you went to my website right now, you would just see like a home page. I don't even have my about me page up yet, right? Hopefully it'll be up soon, but like I'm not because I had to learn, right? Like the website that I have right now is probably like my fifth design. Like I've had redesigned websites several times, but this is probably like the fifth design. But you guys, I already know the power of like serving people and how you don't necessarily need that. Like yes, as you grow, yeah, you're gonna want to have a website, right? But that thing is not going to stop you from making money right now. Okay. I have a different approach. Like when I first started my business, there's no way you could tell me to get out here without having a website. Like I'm like, no way. I would tell you no. I would never do that. I'd never start a business without having a website. And now it's like, listen, like my website has been outdated and not together for 4 or 5 years. And I know a multi 7-figure business owner right now. And her website, if you go to her website, is not updated. And it hasn't been updated in a very, very long time, right? But I'm not saying this, please don't think I'm saying don't get a website, y'all. Like, I hope y'all let me know in the comments. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? I'm not saying don't do your website, but what I am saying is don't let not having one stop you. Don't let not having your program all the way built out stop you. Don't let not having everything figured out stop you, right? If you don't have your brand colors figured out, don't worry about it. Just start serving people. Nobody's going to be worried about what colors you're using when you start helping people. All of that stuff can come as you grow, right? But what I'm seeing is so many people are stuck because they feel like they need these certain things before they can make money, and it's just not true. As a matter of fact, you guys, like, well, my clients pull that. I'm like, no, we're not. No, you don't need that. Or no, this is how you can do this without having that right now. Because I want them getting in action. I want them serving people and helping people and using their gifts, y'all. And it's working. Y'all, like one of my clients, we started working together. And like within the first week of her starting to work with me, she said to me, I want to make some money to cover my expenses. And I said, let's do it. Within the next 2 weeks, she had closed 9 sales. 9 sales. She did not have a sales page. She did not have a website. She did not have the her offer like all the way built out. But she was able to close 9 sales, y'all, because she understood, well, actually, she trusted what I was telling her. I'm like, okay, if you want to make money, let's do this, right? It works, you guys. When people see your willingness to serve them and your willingness to help them, they're not going to care about your colors. They're not going to look and say, well, you know what? I like her logo, so I think I'm gonna work with her. Y'all, that is not that is not how it works. I've been the person with the beautiful website. I just told you I can build websites. I can build websites, funnels, all the things, right? I had a beautiful website. My branding was amazing, and I was not making any money. Been there and done that. And this is why I tell my clients, you really can have a broke brand. Made a post about this a few days ago. You really can't have a broke brand. And what I mean by that, you can have all the pretty things, but if you don't know how to close a sale, I promise you, your branding won't. Your pretty colors will not close a sale for you. Nobody's gonna say, I like that pink and that black and white. It looks so good together. Let me go ahead and sign up for this program, right? That's not how it works. What people are going to say is, I like her personality. I like what she stands for. And I like that she can help me to get over this thing I'm trying to get over. Let me go ahead and join this program. Right? That is the thing that really matters, right? So what I'm saying here is work on the things that you work on as you develop your business, right? But don't stand there and be stuck in one place because yes, they see the authenticity. Yes. Don't stay stuck in one place because you think I need this one thing or I need this. Y'all, can I just tell y'all a secret? Now, when I care about somebody, I'm very raw and blunt, right? So my poor husband, like he gets the he gets he gets it the worst because when I care about somebody, I don't beat around the bush, right? So for example, like let's say like with my husband, like if he's doing like he had a presentation that he was working on. And y'all know, like, that's my jam. Like, I'm the person you come to when you need help with your presentation, when you need help with your sales pitch, when you need ideas for content, when you need a program design, when you need help with marketing, with all the things around building a personal brand and getting paying clients and selling your offers, right? I'm the person to come to for those things because God has just really blessed me with the gift of ideation. So my husband was like, what do you think about this presentation? And I'm like, I don't know, I'm like, have you met me? Because I'm getting ready to go in, right? So if it sucks, I will just be like, this really sucks. Like we gotta really work on this, right? I don't try to make it pretty. I don't beat around the bush or none of that, right? So when I tell you I care about my clients, I care about them. And sometimes I'm just really just blunt with them. Like I just, I'm look, this is what it is, right? One of my clients we designed her program on Tuesday, and we designed her program. And I said, okay, now what is this going to be priced at? I always ask my clients, what do they want to charge for this program? How do you want to price this program? That's how I start the pricing part of the session. So I ask them, what do they want to price? Oh, hey, Shantae. So I asked them, what do you want to price this program at, right? And so one of my clients, she was like, I don't know. I give it away for free. I was like, no, ma'am. I was like, that's not what we're doing. We're not giving your program away for free. So we were able to get that program price and get that thing out the door. But I'm just saying, I'll just say, like, when I care, like I'm gonna tell you the truth, right? And so right now I'm gonna tell you the truth. There are people doing more with less. Okay. If you're one of those people, you've been stuck, you've been trying to move ahead, and you're stuck because you're like, I need this or I need that. There are people doing more with less than what you have. When I first started selling my program, I had a PDF, y'all, and PayPal. I don't even use PayPal today, but when I first started, I had a PDF file with my program on it and PayPal, y'all, and I was making money with a PDF file and PayPal. When you're starting out, you start from where you are. That's the only place you can start. You start from where you are, okay? And so, listen, I've helped my clients close sales priced at $97 all the way up to $27,000. I can help you close a $97 offer all the way up to the $27,000 and probably even beyond that, right? That was just one of my clients had an offer priced at $27,000. We worked through a strategy and she went and closed the sale. And so, but the thing is, and let me tell you, like there was not all the fancy bells and whistles. The strategy that we used with the $27,000 offer was showing what she can actually do, communicating the problem that she can solve, right? It wasn't okay. Well, here's my brand colors. Here go my website link. I got it already built out. Like none of that, y'all. It was this is what I can do for you. And it was with all authenticity, with clarity. People want to know if you can solve their problem, right? No one cares how pretty your website. Now that stuff does matter on in different places, right? Y'all have seen in Ecclesiastes where the preacher says there's a time for everything, right? There's a time and a place for everything, right? When you're just starting out, like if you're working on all of the wrong things. Some people work on the business and don't work in the business. What I mean working on the business, you're working on your website. You're working on this, you're working on that. Y'all, I'm telling you, I've been there and I've done it. It is not a nice place to be in when you're always working on the business. If I message you one day and you're building your website, and I message you another day and you're trying to create a graphic, and then I message you the other day and another day and you're doing something else, those are not the things that move the needle in business, right? I teach my clients how to do the stuff that moves the needle. That's how one of my clients was able to close 9 sales in a very short time. Less than 2 weeks of us working together, y'all. She closed 9 sales because she put her ego aside and she didn't think about all the stuff she didn't have. She just like, this is what I got. This is what I'm going with, right? You have the same ability. You are in the place right now where you can make money. And you don't need all the fancy bells and whistles to do it, okay? So that's what I mean by don't let your ego keep you stuck, right? Don't be like me. Don't be that person who's like, I need it, y'all. Like, I like to do things in excellence and I'm a perfectionist. But now, what I say now is I'm a recovering perfectionist. I know when you say I need this first, I get it. Believe me, I get it. I was that person, but when I was that person, I wasn't making any money. So I had to learn how to be where I am and grow a business by helping people and serving people, right? I even teach this I talk about this with my clients, right? You sell by serving, right? When I started serving people, then the sales started coming in. Like mind-blowing sales. But it wasn't until I started humbling myself, y'all. Like I wasn't even worried about my website. Cause now, cause I'm a different person than I was when I first started. Now I know what moves the needle. I know what brings the money in, and it's not gonna be some of the things that you think it is. But I just use the website as an example because a lot of people think that they need a website first, right? Lots of people think they need to have certain things in place, and I'm like, listen. This is what I tell people: if you have an offer and a way to get paid, you can make money, y'all. Like as long as you got a payment processor, a way to get paid, and you have an offer that you can say, this is what I'm gonna help you do, A, B, and C, you can make money. For real, for real. But it takes you putting your ego aside. Yo, my ego has been bruised so much. I'm just like, look, that's why I'm telling my clients. The reason why I talk about this stuff with my clients is because I don't want them being stuck like how I was stuck for years. There's no reason for them to do that because they're paying me to give them guidance and wisdom, right? So they should be able to avoid the same mistakes I made, right? We're all going to make mistakes anyway. It doesn't matter how much you invest in coaching, you're still going to make mistakes because we all are. But my thing is, you're not going to make the same mistakes I made. So my thing is, I'm always encouraging my clients to move forward with what they have and the miracles start to happen, right? Like you can pray all day for miracles, but listen, if you don't even believe that you're worthy because you don't have this or you don't have that, the miracles are not going to happen for you. Y'all know, like my clients and I were talking about this on our call, and I said, y'all remember when Jesus would go to certain places, and the Bible said and he did no miracles there because they didn't believe. If you have tied your worthiness to having your program built all the way out, then that's going to keep you stuck. If you don't feel like people should pay you because you don't have your entire program done, that's the problem. If you don't feel worthy to be paid for your work, because you don't know what your brand colors are, that's a problem, right? And I am a branding strategist, and the branding strategist is telling you that's not going to stop you from making money. You can have a broke brand by building all of those things and not knowing how to close a sale. It's frustrating when you're like, I got all this stuff, I know how to do this, but you don't know how to close a sale. Okay? You don't know how to do the things that move the needle. Your branding does not work if you don't work, right? All the pretty colors and the logo and all of those things are great for certain levels, but I'm working with people. Most of my clients are either new to their coaching businesses are new, or they're seasoned coaches, but they're like, I need to kick my sales up to the next level, right? So those are the two types of people that I work with. Either they're brand new, their coaching business is brand new, or they're like, I've been doing this for a while, but I need more sales. Okay. And there really is, like, listen, y'all, inside of our program, like, we really do have a judgment-free zone. My clients support each other. They are amazing. They're influential. There's some really awesome women. And I feel humbled just to be able to help them bring their vision alive, just to be able to help them to take their gifts and package it up and start closing sales. Y'all, it is humbling. And in our sessions, sometimes we laugh together, sometimes we cry together. Like, it's just an amazing time. But at the end of the day, I am responsible to hold them accountable to their greatness. And if they're doing things that are hindering them from being great, then I call it out. You don't need that, right? So if one of my clients is like, well, I need my sales page done first. My first reaction is gonna be like, no, you do not. Go set up your Stripe account so you can start getting these sales, right? One of my clients closed her 9 sales. EBS Bomb Beautiful said, "Oh, thank you, Natasha. Look, don't be messing with me on this thing. I just talking about how we laugh and we cry on our sessions. So don't be getting me started on here." But we really do have an amazing time together, y'all. Like, my clients are super supportive. But one of my clients, the one I was just talking about, she closed her sales with Stripe and no sales page, y'all. Like, I'm just giving you these examples. So if you're one of those people and you need to start thinking out of the box, I promise you, if you're not sure, I want you to send me a message. But I promise you, you got enough stuff right now to start making money. I promise you that if in your mind you think you need anything other than what I just told you you need, then that's a roadblock. Okay. If you think you need anything other than what I just told you, an offer and a way to get paid, that's a problem. And it's going to keep you stuck. Okay. So if in your mind you're like, oh, but I need this, y'all, I'm telling you, there's money to be made out here. And the longer you wait, y'all, you may not see it this way, but sometimes it costs you more to stay where you are than to move forward. When you are doing certain things, you guys, my kids go to private school. And last year they were in public school. And my daughter was dealing with some issues with some other students. My kids are very what's the word? They're very kind and very tenderhearted. And the reason why they're that way is because, first of all, the word is strong in our house. And my husband teaches the scriptures to our children on a regular basis. And so we get together and we talk about the word. Listen, my daughter, she will pray for you. She quotes scriptures, and she's also prophetic and doesn't even realize it yet. But so my kids, like, they're not really, they don't understand certain things. Like, when you see like certain types of like violence and certain things, they're like, they don't understand those kinds of things. And the reason why is because I try not to shelter them from things, but I do. We are very attentive to like the things that they watch and the things that they experience, because I think that these days some kids grow up too fast, right? And I think that you can expose children to things before their mind knows is able to process it properly. And I think when you expose children to things before their mind knows how to process it, it can be detrimental, right? So I am attentive to like what their eyes are seeing and things like that. And so I was like, I was just so frustrated with this public school. And I'm like, I wanted to move them to a place where they can get a better education and where they can get the right attention that they need from their teachers, where they can have more enriching experiences. My son takes piano class. My daughter's playing the clarinet. They also do like taekwondo and dance and different things. And they have like y'all, like my kids have like a whole, y'all think I'm busy with just business. Y'all, my kids, even my kids are booked and busy. Like I have things that I have to do and be at for them because they've got like life experiences going on. But that's one of the reasons why I wanted to have a business, because I wanted to be able to afford those kinds of things. I wanted to be able to write checks to those kinds of things for my children. And so when you are thinking about, oh, I need this, oh, I need that, it's getting in the way of your dreams, you guys, but it's also keeping you from serving the people who you're called to serve. And I'm telling you, like, focus on the things that move the needle. Focus on serving the people, and all of the other stuff is going to come, y'all. Like, I'm telling you, nobody is going to not work with you because they don't like your brand colors, right? When they see Natasha's personality, y'all, if you're not connected to Natasha, go ahead and get connected to Natasha. Because when y'all see her personality, like her personality is like, it's infectious. Like it grabs you in, right? Her joy is contagious, right? That's what I'll say. Her joy is contagious. And when people see that, I promise you, when they see Natasha, they're not gonna be like, well, let me look at her brand colors. Let me see if her brand colors on point. Like I'm telling you, y'all, like that is not what moves the needle, right? But it's important, but it's not important enough to keep you stuck, right? Offer and a way to get paid. That's all you need. Right? Natasha said, the couch ain't never cut me a check. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Ditching perfectionism, y'all. Like, that's why I tell you guys, I'm a recovering perfectionist. And I will tell y'all, I say two things. Done is better than perfect, right? Done is better than perfect. But let me tell you another one. Paid is better than perfect. Paid is better than perfect, right? So if you listen, people pay for things and it doesn't have to be perfect, y'all. Like people will pay you if you got a typo in your worksheet, people will pay you even if you got a typo in your worksheet, right? Because most people want the information, they want that value. They're not worried about a misspelled word, right? So think about the things that you think about what you got to do next. Hey, Robbie. Robbie says, yes, ma'am, you're talking my teaching seriously. Yes. Oh my goodness. Stuck wording your offer. Okay, got that. Yeah. So that's what Robbie, you already know. That's my jam right there. When it comes to positioning your offers, that is my jam. But it's so true, y'all. Like you are amazing. Stop letting these small things stop you from being great. Stop you from helping people, stop you from serving people. Tell your ego to shut up because we gotta get out here and change lives. When you serve people, not only does it change your clients' lives, it changes your life. The humility that I experience when I see my clients taking this stuff and like running with it. And like when I see them making money, I'm like, thank you, God. Because let me tell you something. Those of us who are believers, we have to understand that God has called us to be good stewards over what He's given us, good managers over what we have. And we all have to, one day, we're all going to be accountable to what we were given. Go back to the parable of the talents when they had to account for what they did with their talents. We've got stuff that we've been given by God. How are we using it? How are we using it? Y'all, listen. I'm telling you, and I know that like this is going so long, but I'm so passionate about what I'm talking to you about today. This is so like I'm so serious about this and I'm so passionate about this thing that you gotta stop being stuck and wrapped up into small things, y'all. Like there's money to be made out here. There's money to be made out here. There's lives to be changed, right? And the reason why I say money to be made is because when you're a business, you got to make money. That's what a business is supposed to do. A business is supposed to make money. There's money to be made out here, y'all, and you don't have to be perfect. You just got to be yourself. If you got a phone and an internet connection, you can connect with your audience. You can start showing up and start serving your people. If you got an offer and a payment processor, you can start getting paid. Like it doesn't. I'm gonna have to come back next week and talk about this too. It doesn't take long, right? Like you probably think, oh, I could be making money in 6 months. No, ma'am. If you got an offer today, you can close a sale today. It does not take all. I don't know, like how we got this in our minds, but some people they feel like it's so far out. Like, oh, you know what? I want to sell my program. I want to get clients. And in your mind, you're like, well, maybe maybe next year. No, like if you really wanted to, you can have clients. You can close your first client this week. Okay. Or if you already have clients, you could close your next client this week. It is not this far off thing, y'all. Like I'm telling you from experience, if you do the stuff that we're talking about today, you'll look up and you'll be like, I can't even believe like how my business has grown, how I've grown, and how I've helped people. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. It's about helping people. Okay. And not having, the things that you think you need, not having those things, that's just up here. And that mindset will cripple you and keep you stuck if you don't break out of that and say, listen, this is what I got. This is what I'm starting with. You know how many people made or who are super rich right now, but they started out in their car or homeless, or they started out. Listen, people started selling clothes in the back of their cars from the trunk of their cars, and then one day own a whole clothing empire. You guys, that's what I'm talking about when I say start from where you are with what you have and get out of that cycle of being stuck and not feeling worthy because you don't have certain things. Because if you can help people, then that's what really matters. Okay. And then we could work on your website later, right? Once you get that revenue up, you could hire somebody to come do your website, hire somebody to build your sales page and all of those things. But at the heart of the businesses that we have, when I talk about my product-based business, how I have to have all of these expenses, we're not like that. You are the product. You are the product, right? And because you are the product, that means you can start selling right away. Because when you got an offer, then that's what gets people excited. When you have an offer and when you can articulate the benefit of that offer, that's all they need to know is what can this help me to do? What is this going to do for me? How can you help me solve my problem? That's what matters at the end of the day. Exactly, Natasha. It don't take 11 million days. Exactly. It does not take long to start making money. So that's why like sometimes when like people are afraid of like for example, joining my program, like it could be scary, but it's like if you get in and you do the work, you will make that money. Like if you do the stuff that I'm talking about doing, you will make money. You will make that money, right? So I can't, I can't guarantee you anything. Like you guys already know that. So I can't say, well, Natasha, I'll help you make $1 million by tomorrow, right? But what I can say is if you do the work that we talk about, you will be successful. You will definitely be successful. But I'm also going to say to you that it doesn't take all the stuff that you probably think. And the reason why I've taking my time with this is because I've been there, you guys. Like I've been on the other side of this. And I would look at people and be like, how are they doing that? How are they closing sales like that? Like, how do you even price a $10,000 offer? What do you put in a $27,000 offer? Right? I told you about my client that we closed. We put together a $27,000 offer. She sold the offer. But before she made the offer, we got together, we went through everything. We talked about, okay, this is what you're gonna say, blah, 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 blah. This is how you're gonna present this thing. This is how we're gonna position this thing. And she was able to go into the meeting, knees shaking and everything, nervous about it, and came out with the win. Well, it was a virtual call, you know what I'm saying? Like a Zoom call. Came out with the win, you guys. Without all of the fanciness, all the bells and whistles. Okay. I'm telling y'all, you can do this. Natasha, you are so funny. You got me cracking up. Yes, it's true though. My clients, they run the plays. Natasha was like, I feel like a quarterback. You giving the plays and I'm running them. You guys, like my clients are closing sales. They're having successes. They're getting booked. They're getting visibility, y'all. Like you don't need all the stuff you think you need. Okay. So if you're one of those people and you're like, I feel stuck and I'm frustrated, I want you to send me a message and we can talk about it. Most of you already know you can reach me on Messenger. But if you're like, I just feel stuck, I feel frustrated, I need more sales, I need to get moving. Send me a message. You can send me a message right here on Facebook. If you're watching me on YouTube, you can email me at info@shantaprince.com, or you can come on over to Facebook and send me a message and we can talk through it. If you're watching from LinkedIn, go ahead and send me a message. We can talk about it. Like this is a part of my day, right? I spend time talking to y'all in the messengers. But let's get you from being stuck and get you into making money, y'all. Because let me tell you, some y'all break my heart. When I see how great you are and the stuff that's keeping you stuck, y'all, like if I was in person, I would just grab you by the shoulders and shake you. And then I'd be like, all right, now let's go make some money. Let's go make some money without all the stuff you think you need. So that you can start doing the things that you want to do and creating a life that you want to create. You can literally like change like your family's lives from just being yourself and taking the steps and using what you got. Y'all, I wouldn't lie to you, right? Right. Yes, Natasha. She's got Facebook, a payment method, an electronic device, and she's making sales. Y'all, that's like that's all you need, you guys. And if you're like, oh, I need money for ads and listen, there's a way to get clients without spending a lot of money on ads. Okay. There's a way to do it. Listen, y'all, like Facebook is free. LinkedIn is free. YouTube is free. Look at all these resources that we have to make sales. Back in the day, can you imagine not having like I can't even see my life without like, having my phone or like having a computer. Like I don't even know how my parents made it. I don't know how they made it through life. But y'all, like look at all the stuff that we have at our fingertips where we can make money, right? Here's another one. If you like, oh, I need a camera. If you still running around saying you need a camera before you can grow your business, and you have a $1,000 phone in your hand, that's your camera right there. You have a $1,000 camera in your hand. Okay, you can do everything you need to do. Listen, I've got on with my clients from the road. I go on vacation, and one time I went on vacation, and then I was on my way back from vacation, and I stopped at a Starbucks and got on with my clients. Got my y'all know I love my Starbucks anyway. Got on with my clients from the road. I've seen people do launches. They'll be driving in their car. Somebody will be driving and they'll have their phone up and they'll be doing the launch session. That's what happens like when you start stepping out and using what you have. Like I'm telling y'all, and like listen, it's you using what you got at that time. If you're on the road and you need to get on with your clients and you don't have a computer, you use your phone, right? If you don't have an expensive camera, your phone camera will do just fine, right? Use what you got. Don't let your ego get in the way and start serving people and making the kind of money you want to make, y'all. Like, let's get out of this place, get into action, get your revenue up, and then you can get all the fancy bells and whistles. I wish somebody had told me this when I first started my business. I would probably be so much further along, but I'm thankful But I'm telling you this today so you don't make the same mistake I did and stay stuck because you're working on your business. You're working on building your website. If you really want a website, I would say do it. If let's say you're one of those people who you got the technical skills to build a website, build your website, but don't put it before the things that move the needle, right? Your website can be something that you can block off 30 minutes a day and work on that. But don't put it before the things that are going to make you money. Because when your revenue is up, you can outsource that, right? There are some things that you'll be able to do, but you got to do the things that's making you the money, right? Not the thing, not working on the things that don't make you money, y'all. Trust me on this one. Take my advice on this one, because I've been there and I stayed there way too long, and I don't want you to stay in that place. Okay. All right, you guys. So if you haven't already, go and check out my content to authority system. If you want to start creating content on a regular basis, that's one way to start building your brand. You guys, I show my clients how the value of creating content on a regular basis and how that comes into play when you want to do certain things, for your business. When you want to get booked, when you want to do certain things, it goes back to your content. You can leverage your content to close sales, like for real. Like you can use your content to close sales. And it doesn't have to be fancy, y'all. Like I'll show you how to create your next 90 days of authority building content. So if you are like brand new and you're like, listen, I need to get I need to build authority and trust with my audience, the content to authority system will be the thing for you. I will walk you through how to create your next 12 content topics, from how to come up with the topic, how to come up with the headline, and how to create it so that you don't have to worry about, trying to create content on the fly, how to create it in advance, how to do a content day, and so much more. I even include a 90-day planner. So all you got to do is go to contenttoauthority.com to get the content to authority system. And I promise you, it won't break the bank, y'all, because you guys know that some of the things that I sell are high ticket. This is not one of those. Okay. So you're like, listen, I'm not ready for that yet. You're not ready for high ticket yet. That's perfectly okay. The content to authority system is exactly what you need to get yourself on a regular content creation plan, so that you can show up consistently and serve your audience. um, thank you, Robbie. That is so sweet. But you know what, Robbie? You're gonna get there, and you do have everything you need. Let me tell you, Robbie, your stuff is good. Like the video that you showed me, I thought it was awesome, and that's what I was saying. Like, really show more of who you are. That's the drawing power, right? That's the power that's going to pull people in. When people see the grace and the anointing on your life, that's going to draw people in. When you start telling your story, you're going to wow the people. You do, Robbie. You got everything you need right now, and the confidence will come as you don't get confidence by waiting. You get confidence by doing it. When I looked at my daughter, like, I joke around because when my daughter first started ballet, I went to a dance, y'all. I hope that, well, by the time she sees it, she'll be old enough to understand. But I went to one of their recitals, and my husband was like, how did it go? I was like, it was horrible. Well, he asked me like how, how like the kids, nobody cares how they're performing. Everybody's just clapping because it's just so cute that they're up there. Like when my baby was like a little like toddler, and I went to her first recital, I was like, ooh, my husband couldn't make it on a day. But he was like, well, how did the recital go? I was like, it was horrible. Like they weren't together, like they weren't in step, and like, but I'm just like that because I did the cheerleading and I did band. I was a drum major when I was in high school. So like I'm always like, I came up on like precision. Like this thing has got to be precise, right? But now when I look at her, like little homegirl is in point shoes right now. And y'all know when you get to the point shoes, like you have to have like a certain level of experience before you can even get in point shoes. Now she's doing point work and learning how to wear her point shoes. Now she's really graceful on the stage. Like when she dances, I'm like, whose child is this? Like, look how much she's grown. But she didn't start out that way. Like the more she did it, the more confident she became. And that's with anything, with all of us. Robbie said, yes, she will understand. So it really comes with practicing. practicing. So the more you get out there and do it, Robbie, like Robbie, you would be a great fit for us for the Expert Branding Academy. You will fit right on in with us, and I promise you, like one of my clients just started going live, and she was so afraid of going live, and then she got on live and crushed it, and I was like, and I told her, I was like, you can't hide anymore. Like I don't want to hear none of that. Like I don't want to hear any more of your excuses about going live anymore because you crushed it. So I'm like, I don't like, I'm not buying any of it. So, but it does take a little bit of practice, and the more you do it, you'll get better. But I would tell you, Robbie, to overcome that, just practice, push yourself out there and get out there. And when you start seeing how people are like, thank you for sharing this, you're gonna be like, why was I quiet for so long? I should have started sooner. But I'm telling you, Robbie, people need your stories, they need your gifts, and you can really just be who you are. Like, who cares if the kids are in the background? Like, we all got kids. We don't care about that. Look, listen, COVID has made us not care about kids in the background anymore. When when COVID hit, people's kids were out of school. You could hear kids in the background. They come into the room. You see them on the camera. Like, we don't even care about that stuff anymore. So the kids could be in the background. When I was on with my clients on Tuesday, my dog was barking. He heard somebody outside and he was just barking. I thought he was getting ready to cut up today for y'all, but he did right. But y'all, like, we don't even care about that kind of stuff anymore, right? So all of our imperfections and all that stuff, it's okay. As a matter of fact, people kind of prefer that now. People don't want perfect. They want humans. They want authenticity. Okay. And when we are our authentic selves, we are not perfect, y'all. Like, people want authenticity over perfection. Like, I honestly believe, y'all, that the how can I say this? Like the superiority of like celebrities, I think that those times are over. What I mean by that is when you look at celebrities on like TV, it was always like, oh my gosh, that's so and so. Look how beautiful she looks. Look how, like, before like social media, like the celebrities, they were so like far off and so untouchable, right? And they had to have the perfect hairstyles, the perfect makeup. They have to have the perfect shoes, and like all of that stuff is great, but for TV purposes and things like that. But now, like, people just want people who are human. We don't want the person whose their makeup is perfect every time. We don't want the person who their clothes are always on point every time, right? We just want authenticity, right? And so what happens now when people see perfection is suspect now. It's like, ooh, like, because we are starting to understand that if you're perfect, then something is not lined up right, right? Because we already know everybody's not perfect, right? So if you're coming off as perfect, that makes us suspicious because we're like, listen now, like something ain't right about this. But when we see authenticity, y'all, like, I talked to my clients many times before how like I've been on lives before and like one of my lashes came off. So I just pulled the lash off and kept going, kept going, right? It's imperfect, but I'm live, right? I'm live. You're getting what you get. Like, this is authenticity. This is me being live, right? So, I've been on lives where my son, when he was little, he busted into the room. So I just put him on my lap and I said, hey, everybody, this is my son, blah, 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 blah. And I just bounced him on my lap and continued, talking, giving my content. Like, this is the space. And this is what I mean, y'all. Like, perfection is not the thing anymore. It's not the thing. And so now we want that authenticity, right? People can relate when they're like, listen, y'all, I was on Shanta's lab and her lash came off. She just pulled that thing on off and just kept going, right? People can relate to that, right? We understand that. Like, we can relate to the kid busting into the room because, we got kids. Everybody has kids, right? We can relate to the dog not doing what he's supposed to do and just barking all loud. And like, we can relate to those things. And that's what people are okay with that, right? They see the real you and that's perfectly okay. Yep. Yes. You are so welcome, Robbie. You are so welcome. And that's what it's about, girl. Like, just do your thing, be yourself, share your gifts with the world, y'all. And when people see y'all like doing what you do, they're gonna want like, one of my clients always says this, Natasha. She's always like, I'm happy to send you my money, right? And I'm like, that's such a blessing. I'm like that too. When I make investments, I'm happy to give my money because I'm like, you're helping me to get ahead in with my life. Like the what I'm paying is not even worth what the value that I've gotten on the other end, right? So I'm like her, and I'm like, thank you, God. I attract people who are like me, right? She's like, I'm happy to give you money, right? That's how I invest, y'all. Like, I'm happy to give money. Like, I'm if you helping me to solve a problem, listen, I will write this check, I will send the transfer, whatever I need to do, right? Because what I'm getting is just is priceless. And that's the impact you want to have on your ideal clients. Your authenticity is priceless to them. When they see you doing it and with all the stuff that you've overcome, y'all, like some of y'all been through some stuff that people don't even have a clue. Like we all have stuff that we've been through that people don't even know about. But when they see you doing it and they're like, she went through that and she's still doing it. One of my clients has a really powerful story that she's getting ready to share. And with her like sharing the story of what she's been able to overcome, I'm like, that right there, let me tell you what happens. When you tell stories like that, y'all, literally, we'll be crying and pulling out our cards. Like for real. Because like that's what moves the needle. Like now I'm not saying air all your dirty laundry because you don't have to do that. But what I am saying is be your authentic self. Because that is what's going to move the needle. If you don't have a website yet, that's fine. Serve the people. Serve your people, right? If you don't have your bio put together yet, that's fine. Serve your people anyway. And put all of that stuff together as you go. And plus, the more you develop, then you'll start to realize, oh, I need to add this. You'll get stuff to add to your bio, right? You'll get stuff to add on your featured list. You'll get some client wins, but you got to start somewhere, right? You got to start somewhere so that you can grow. If you don't get started, you can't grow. That's what business is about. It's about growth. You don't have to start out at the same place as everybody else, right? We all start from the same place in essence. We start from the beginning. But my beginning may not look like Natasha's beginning. Natasha's beginning may not look like Robbie's beginning, right? And sometimes it's easy to say, well, you got this and you got that. No, it's hard for everybody, y'all. Business is hard for everybody. There's no like, oh, you had this or you got that, or well, you got a house, I only got a little apartment. Or, you got a car, a nice car to get back and forth, and I don't like, no, y'all, like business is hard for everybody. And that's what you got to remember. Like, so when you're out there, you're having difficulties, I promise you, like, you're not the only one who's having that struggle. Like, everybody has struggles, but it's pushing through that gives you, that's how you get the win. You push through the struggle to get to the win on the other side. That's what this is all about. It's about quieting your ego, telling your ego to take a back seat, approaching your business from a place of humility and saying, okay, this is all I've got right now, and I'm going to do the absolute best I can with what I have. That is my definition of excellence, because there's a difference between excellence and a difference between perfectionism. Perfectionism is when you're like waiting for things that you don't have before you get started, right? That was me. Oh, I need my website first. Oh, I need to have this first. Oh, I need to have that. Oh, I need to go get some professional brand pictures taken. Some people aren't moving forward because they don't have professional brand pictures, right? Oh, I need this or I need that. That's perfectionism. Excellence is doing the best you can with what you have right now. That's how you build an amazing business, by moving forward in excellence. If all you have is a PDF and a way to get paid, then you do what you do with what you got. That's excellence, right? If you're constantly waiting for stuff you don't have, you're going to be stuck for a very, very long time. Take what you got, do what you can with what you got. Remember what I said earlier? There are people who are doing more with less than what you have. More, y'all, like I was in this group with people like from other countries, and you guys, we're talking about like building funnels and things like that. Y'all, they're so hungry for success, and they're saying, they're trying to figure out like how to build these funnels, how to write this copy, and how to get things done. And they're so hungry for it. And I will tell y'all, in some of these countries, they don't have what we have in America. And when I tell you, some of them are really breaking through and making like y'all like I've been to quite a few countries. And some countries that I went to, the dollar was worth more in other countries, right? So what I can do with a dollar in America, I could do a lot more with a dollar in some other countries, right? And so when I see them like making the money and it's blowing their minds, they're like, I never made this much money before. Oh, this is huge in my country. Like, like $500 to us, could be, huge, but not that huge. $500 to them could like change their entire like world, right? And so what I'm saying is that's an example of people are doing more with less. They have less than what we have, and they're doing more with it. And we've got to have that mentality, right? You really can do more with less. Okay. Don't worry about the fancy bells and whistles. Just get in action. All right, y'all. Go to content2authority.com. Check out the Content to Authority system and see if it's something that you think you're going to need right now. If you need to create content, I'll tell you right now, if you need to create content, the Content to Authority system is for you. It's going to help you to create your next 12 weeks or 90 days of authority building content. If you have any questions, just send me a message. You can message me on Facebook, LinkedIn, or you could contact me at info@shantaprince.com. And let's talk about what your next move is going to be, okay? Other than that, I will see you back here next week at the same time. I'll be live at 12 o'clock next time. I'm live on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook all at the same time. So I'll be back next week at the same time, and we could talk more about building your brand, closing sales, marketing, and branding. So y'all have a great weekend. Tomorrow is Friday, so y'all have a great Friday and a great weekend, and I'll see you back here next week.